When your controller or remote dies, you ever wonder why you have to put the batteries in a reverse order like that and not both facing the same direction? Well, the reason is quite simple. Because when you have devices like a controller or a remote, they require around 3 volts. But if you notice, on a single AA or AAA battery, they only produce around 1.5 volts. So, how does putting them in an alternate direction actually do any different? Well, because of parallel versus series wiring. You see, when you take two batteries or two power sources like solar panels and wire them in series, you combine their voltage. But when you wire them in parallel, you combine the amperage and the voltage stays the same. Let me show you. I have my Xbox controller here, and you can see that they're in the reverse order, and it should power on. Now, let's go over series versus parallel. When working with series circuits, you're typically connecting one battery's or one device's negative pin to the other device's positive pin and keep on chaining downwards. Negative goes to positive, then the negative would go to the next battery's positive, and the negative of that battery goes to the next battery's positive, and so on. Then the remaining positive and the remaining negative go to whatever you're powering. In this case, I have two batteries, and this battery's negative goes to this positive goes to the LED, and the negative also goes to the LED since these are the two remaining pins left. Now, parallel is a little bit different. You actually connect the common pins or the same pins together. And in this case, we would say negative to negative and positive to positive for the batteries. And this would then go from this collected negative goes here and this collected positive goes here. When wiring in parallel, you combine the amperage, but when wiring in series, you combine the voltage. And if we have two AA batteries, which are each 1.5 volts, and we wire them in series, combining the voltage, we get 3 volts, which for most technologies that are low voltage use around 3 volts. So that's why you use two batteries in opposing order to work to power devices like your remotes, your controllers, etc. Well, why does this work? Picture this. Voltage is the pressure of water running through a pipe, and the amperage is the amount or quantity of water flowing through this pipe. Now, if I had two pumps here, imagine these are pumps, and out water comes out of these pipes. If I have one pump pushing water out this direction, and then we have another pump right in front of it, and water is pushing out of this pump into this pump, and it's all coming out this way, you can combine those two pressures. Same thing. If I have two batteries wired in series, you combine the voltages because voltage is just like the pressure on the electricity. Now, another analogy is imagine you have a box, in this case it's an eraser,